how's it going? It's Ben. I play guitar in Flipcoin. I'm here to teach you how to play Bad Spell by Flipcoin. First appeared on Flipcoin Red version, which came out in 2017. But that version has a lot of guitar overdubs that I don't super remember how to do because we recorded that thing in like a weekend and I just kind of made it up. But what I am going to show you is how I play the song when we play it live. You can hear live versions on Flipcoin's A Band Forever, live at Blank Slate, and also on the Flower Pot session that we just did the other week. So let's get into it. Playing in standard. I usually play in standard. And this song is mostly, the riff is pretty much based on this low E string. There's a lot of low E happening. So we're going to, for this riff, this is how it sounds, and then we'll go through and pick it apart here. That's pretty much it. And, you know, it varies and, like, you add other little things here and there, but that's the gist. So, what's going on here is we're in 3/4, and we're playing this 8th note on the E string. And then, in addition to that, we're playing these notes here on the A string, here on the 17th fret, D, and then a C sharp on the 16th fret. And then all the way down here to the 9th for an F sharp, and then here, the 11th fret. For a G sharp. So it kind of changes how the chord works. It's kind of interesting, if I do say so myself. And the rhythm also really important here to sort of the overall vibe, right? So here's what it is. We're going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we have this little slide down, right? So we're hitting that on the downbeat. And then sort of the same thing again from there. So we have... this thing, which is straight out of Lazy Eye by Silver Sun Pickups. This whole song is kind of just Lazy Eye by Silver Sun Pickups, if we're being honest with ourselves. But, you know, it's how it goes. This particular move, we're going to an open A string, and we're fretting the 9th fret on the D string. So it's this, and then up to the 11th fret, and then back down, and then back down here to the 11th fret on the A string. So in motion, it sounds like, right? So it's like a 16th note, and you're hitting that open A and then back to the low E at the end of the phrase, and then you're sliding right back up to the D right after that. Like that. So that's the riff, and then when we get into the verse, I'm probably palm muting a little bit, but like the notes are the same. The chorus also fundamentally the same, but we're adding sort of another layer. So we have, instead of taking this note in and out, we're going to keep it held down, right? Like this. It's just going to kind of do its thing. The note that we're taking in and out instead is going to be up here on the B string for these first two chords. So we're way up here on the 19th fret first. This is like a 10th. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of up there. So you're skipping a couple strings. You got to make sure you mute these other strings with your first finger, kind of like, you know, like a bar kind of thing. And we're getting real scratchy here with the picking, like a real 16th note, like almost a funk vibe, but not really. So we have this one first on the 17th fret here, the 19th fret here, and then we're going down 1 fret here with our first finger, and we're going down 2 frets up here on the B string down to the 17th fret. So we're here. So we have this D, we have this C sharp. These notes up here are F sharp and E, and then when we go down here, we want to get the same notes that we were getting up here. But now that we're in a different position, we have to play them up here on the E string. So we have this, which is a bit of a stretch, right? It's kind of 6 frets between them. And then we go up here, and we get this. So our new note up here is 19th fret on the B string, 17th fret on the B string, and then 14th fret on the E string, 12th fret on the E string. But it's, you know, they're the same. It's just kind of where you have to play it based on how you move around. So that's the verse and the chorus. It does that 3 times, pretty much. I mean, I think it's a longer chorus. It's like a double chorus the 3rd time, right? And then after that, we have this other section. So if you know your bar chords, these are like A-type minor bar chords up here. And then we have a major one down here. This is just an E major chord, right? Right here. And then this is also an E major. It's just a different voicing. You just kind of go down the neck back to this classic open E chord. So that's kind of the order of things. It's just based on the 11th fret, a G sharp minor, down a fret to G minor, down a fret to F sharp minor, and then E based on the 7th fret, and then E open. And that's like the bridge, I guess. And then I mess around with like exactly how I play those voicings. So the first time around, I'm just straight up. And the emphasis, like in the rhythm, changes a little bit, but it's not that big of a deal. And then here, I'm taking my pinky in and out, and getting that like with the bar, which is like, I think, a nice flavor. And then here, I'm using my pinky to get this note here, which is in this chord. It's on the 14th fret on the B string, and it's just making this little trill happen here on the B string in this chord. And I'm getting, of course, this the G string is part of the bar now. So, and we're just moving that shape down, right? And then the E is the same. And then here, lastly, the last time around, all the way up here, I'm hitting the 14th fret up on the high E string, which is the 7th of the chord, which is this. It's the same note as this note on the G string you're getting with the bar, if you're interested. So you're going down again, a little bit at a time, and then we get into like the heavy part. It's like not really a breakdown, but like that's what I had in my brain when I was writing it. So we have this. This is where it gets a little, it's pull-offs, it's a little fancy. This is one of the songs where like Flipcoin, instead of just being like a loud pop band, is like, hey, we're gonna like be like show-offs and be insufferable. So I hope you're down for that. Anyway, we have open E. This is the 7th fret, right? B. And then these pull-offs are 12-10 open. So E, D, E, D, C sharp, E. So that's 10-9 open. And then these are just thirds. This is an E on the 12th fret, and then 11th fret on the A, so a G sharp. This is the shape. I don't know if you can see that super well. And then just taking that down 2 frets. It's a little slide. So that riff in slow motion. So that's the first repetition. And then the second one is similar. So that's a slide from E to D to C, like all the way down, like that. So from the 12th fret with your on the E string to the 10th fret to the 8th fret. And I usually strum the first 2 and then just slide with the last one, I think. In full speed, it's like this. And of course, like Jen's coming in with the drums, and it's like, getting louder. Oh gosh, right, So then the next iteration of that riff is I start adding in these octaves where I'm getting these with like either my ring finger or my pinky finger, 2 frets up, 2 strings up. It's not always super clean, if we're being honest. It's these slides and then the pull-off. It's still the same general idea as the earlier version of the riff. I just get those octaves in there for a little extra grit, right? And then we have the actual hard part, which is all like that triplet pull-off thing, like these, but just kind of like more so. So we have these chugs that Ryan's hitting on the bass, and I hit them too with the boom, boom, which is like kind of palm muted usually, like it's a little dead. And then we have like, so what this is it's a pull off 6/4 open on the D string, and then 7/5 open on the A string. It's just one of those things you get, like, it's gonna take some time to get in your, like, it took some time to get in my fingers at least, but like I had to like kind of like think about it and consider like how each of these worked before I actually was able to like do it well at all. So it's that, and then the same idea, and that's 5/4 open, 5/4 open, again D string and then A string, and then that's 4/2 open, 4/2 open on the D string and then the A string. So it's kind of a pattern, and then which is kind of it's all on the A string and it's all kind of in a row. So 7/5 open, 5/4 open, 7/5 open, 9/7 open, 7/5 open, 5/4 open again. So in full speed, it ends up sounding like. Again, it's not always super clean because that's just the way of the world. But that's the idea, right? And then the last, it does that the whole thing again. And then what I always shoot for and always screw up live is pull off, pull off, pull off, pull off, and then up to here on the 11th fret. This is like the Smashing Pumpkins chord, right? This is an octave based on the 11th fret of the A string with the open E. And that's sort of the end of like the really riffy section. And then normally live these days we like slow it down, and I'm hitting these. Which is just like the opening riff, but I'm doing these octaves. I have more distortion. It's like heavier. And then I do like little pinch harmonics and like goofy stuff. And sometimes I'll reach for like this octave, and then I'll do this little like, you know, this trill, and that's up on the, we're on the G string, it's up on the 18th fret, yeah, 18, and then pulling on and off on the 21st fret, like way up here, and then down here, same shape again, like it's all pretty reachable, and that's pretty much the whole thing. It's kind of it's the part itself is kind of complicated, but the form isn't that complicated, and the chords don't really change for the whole song. The whole song is basically E, so it's boring for Ryan on bass probably, but it's fun. There's a lot that happens in it. Thank you for tuning in. Go to Space, the new record coming out Leap Day. Really excited for that, and yeah, take it easy, you know.